Good morning dear students, it's time for class 7 session, Geography, chapter number 3, the changing earth. The earth, which is a beautiful planet on which we live, right? But there are certain phenomena, there are certain processes which takes place on this earth, which makes the surface of the earth gets changed time to time. Though the changes are very slow, but there are certain changes on the surface of the earth which we are going to read in this chapter. Okay, so let's begin this chapter, the changing earth, with some terms, important terms. The first term is lithospheric plate. Plates, everybody knows a plate, plane structure. Okay, lithosphere, the uppermost layer of the earth, right, made up of rocks. Lithosphere, yes, we have read about it. Lithospheric plates. Now, what are lithospheric plates? The upper surface of the earth, or you can say the earth crust, consists of large and small plates, irregularly shaped plates, which carries continents and ocean floors, are called lithospheric plates. Okay, so the earth's crust consists of several large and small, large as well as small, rigid, rough. Okay, rigid means rough, irregularly shaped plates. Irregularly, not regular shaped like it will be circular only, it will be square only. No, irregularly shaped, having no structure. Okay, so these earth's crust consists of several large and small, rigid, irregularly shaped plates. These plates are also known as slabs, which carries continents and ocean floors. Here, by means of diagram also I have shown it. If this is the plate over which it carries continents, that means land form, and ocean floors. Ocean floor means water bodies. Yes. So the plates which are irregularly shaped, either large or small, which carries continents and oceans, are called lithospheric plates. Okay, right? Yes. So the earth's crust means the top layer of the soil, top layer of the earth, right? So the earth's crust consists of several large and small, rigid, irregularly shaped plates, or we can say slabs, which carry continents and oceans. In simple terms, you can also say the plates or large and small, irregularly shaped plates which carries continents as well as ocean floor, okay, are called lithospheric plates. Clear? Diagrams also I have given. I don't think there will be any problem with this one. Shall we proceed? Yes. Another term is volcano. From the very beginning you are learning volcano. What is volcano? It is a vent. Vent means opening. See, it's an opening, right? It is known as vent. If this is a volcano everybody knows, in Hindi it is called Jwalamukhi. Yes. So volcano, what is a volcano? An opening or a vent in the earth's surface, in the earth's crust. Okay, a vent or an opening. Vent, another meaning of vent is opening. So an opening in the earth's crust, or you can say earth's crust. Okay, an opening in the earth's crust through which the molten magma comes out suddenly, right? See, molten magma is there. With the passage of time, it keeps on burning. A time comes when it explodes, it bursts, right? So an opening in the earth's crust, okay, an opening or a vent in the earth's crust through which the molten magma comes erupts suddenly, okay, is known as volcano. This is a beautiful diagram of a volcano. You can make it out with the help of internet also. You can see several diagrams or several photographs of volcano, no problem, okay. Seismograph, another term is seismograph, an instrument for measuring earthquake, right? When earthquake happens, it will be measured in Richter scale, right? You might have heard in the newspapers or you might have heard in television also. 7 Richter scale, or an earthquake happened at Richter scale 5, 4, 3, right? So what is seismograph? It is an earthquake is measured with a machine, right? Or you can say in another words, a machine which is used to measure earthquake, okay? A machine which is used to measure earthquake is called seismograph. Clear? Yes. So here we have understood the terms lithospheric plates, volcano as well as seismograph. Okay? Right? Now let's begin the chapter. Lithospheric plates, which I have already explained to you. Mind you, the lithospheric plates move around very slowly. Those lithospheric plates which are at the surface, they keep on moving, they keep on changing their place, but very slowly, dear. Just few millimeters each year. In 1 year, it will move a few millimeters, very sparsely, very thinly, very small margin, okay? Just a few millimeters, the lithospheric plates move each year, every year, okay? Because of movement of molten magma inside the earth. Because I have already told you that there is molten magma inside the earth. When it erupts, it causes vibration or shaking on the earth's crust. Because of which, because of vibration, the plates move. And every year, almost by common phenomenon also, it moves just a few millimeters. Every year, in 1 year, it moves just a few millimeter, or you can say a few centimeter. Okay, the movement is so slow, right? The earth movement is caused due to 2 forces. Now, the earth's crust, earth movement, this movement of the earth crust or this movement of the earth's surface actually occurs or happens due to 2 forces, right? Endogenic forces and exogenic forces. We have to understand this term. What are endogenic forces and what are exogenic forces? Right. So what are endogenic forces? The forces which act in the interior of the earth. The forces which act on the interior of the earth is known as endogenic forces. Endo, interior, exo, exterior, on the surface, right? And what are exogenic forces? The forces which act on surface of the earth is called exogenic forces. So these 2 forces cause the movement of the earth. Clear? Yes. Now, when volcano erupts, when volcano bursts, the lithospheric plates move, right? The lithospheric plate move, right? When the volcano erupts, boom, it causes a shaking or a trembling, right? In the lithospheric plates on the surface of the earth, because of which the lithospheric plates move, right? The surface of earth vibrates, causes earthquake. Now, these vibrations which are caused on the earth's surface, these are nothing but the earthquakes. So if the question will be asked, what causes earthquake? You can say an eruption of a volcano, okay, can cause earthquake, right? So when volcano erupts, the lithospheric plates move and the surface of earth vibrates, causes earthquake. If we say lithospheric plate move, that means the earth's surface is moving, right? So this movement of the earth's surface is nothing but the earthquake. Okay, clear? Now endogenic forces, I have defined it more clearly. Literal meaning, endo means inside, right? Genic means origin. So the origin means beginning. So the things, the forces which begins, whose origin is from inside, which comes from inside, is endogenic forces, right? Earthquake, I have already discussed. When the lithospheric plates move, right? When the lithospheric plates move, the surface of earth vibrates. If lithospheric plates will move, it causes a vibration on the earth's surface, isn't it? So this movement, these vibrations are called earthquakes. These vibrations are called earthquakes. Clear? I don't think there will be any problem. You note it down fast, because these are very simple things. Earthquakes, the vibration of the earth's surface or the movement in the lithospheric plates is called earthquake, right? Yes. And exogenic forces, exo means outside, right? So genic means origin, the forces which act on the surface of the earth, right, are exogenic forces, right? Yes. Now this endogenic and exogenic you should know, because we have learned up to this much. Moreover, earthquake, what causes earthquake? An eruption of volcano is also a factor for causing up of earthquake. Moreover, a vibration in the earth's surface, movement in the lithospheric plates causes earthquakes. It is what we call earthquake, right? Yes. Now we are going to discuss the work of river. What are the different structures, or what are the different things being formed by river? Work of a river. First of all, let's try to understand waterfall. Everybody has seen waterfall? Yes, it looks very nice, waterfall, right? When river falls or tumbles at steep slope, this is steep slope, or you can say a steep slope, right? So when river tumbles, here the mean tumbles means falls. When river falls at steep slope or at valley, right? These are steep slopes, right? River falls from great heights, that is waterfall. That forms waterfall, correct? So when river tumbles or falls at steep slope or valley, it forms waterfall. Clear? This is the work of a river. The first thing, waterfall. Okay, this is a work of a river. That means river forms this waterfall. Yes. Now coming on to the next part, meanders. Okay, meander. As river enters a plain, when the river flows across a plain, wherever it gets its way, it flows through it. So the bends, twists, curls which are formed in the river. Okay, the bends, twists, curls being formed by river. Okay, these bends are nothing but meanders. Okay, see beautiful pictures of meander. This twist, curl, bending up of river. Okay, so as river enters a plain, it twists and turns. It twists and turns, right, forming bends called meander. See, several bends are there, right? These bends, these are called meanders, right? This is the most easiest term, meander. The twists and curls, bends formed by the river are called meander. Or when the river enters plain, it twists and turns, forming bends, okay, called meanders. The bends formed in the river is called called meander. Clear? Two beautiful diagrams also I have made. I think it will be very much clearly visible, right? So these bends and twists in the river is called meander. Now this is the term Oxbow Lake. Try to understand this term very clearly. It is a typical term dear. Oxbow Lake. Due to erosion and deposition along sides of meander. Meander I have already told you, the bends in the river, right? These bends in the river is called meander, right? Due to erosion. See here the erosion activity is going on. By the flowing up of river, this part of the land gets eroded. That means get vanished by the river, right? So time and again when this erosion takes place, a time will come when this will come closer and closer, right? And it will join with each other, right? Then structure will be like this only, like an O shape, right? And after the deposition, first erosion takes place, that's why these comes closer to each other, right? Now when the erosion takes place, these two parts come closer with each other and it got one, right? Now again when the deposition of silt, sediment takes place, because river whenever it flows, it carries with them silts, sediments, sand, all those things, right? So if when the water becomes less during dry times, there is a deposition of sediment over here, and these sediments get deposited and the river will be formed, leaving a oxbow, leaving a small part of river, cut off river. Okay, this is Oxbow Lake. Okay, so due to erosion and deposition along sides of meander, Oxbow Lake is created. Oxbow Lake is created. Okay, I am going to give you a diagrammatic form also. Let's see the diagram very clearly how the Oxbow Lake is being formed. Here you concentrate over to this area, okay? See how the rivers are coming. Yes, it formed one, and again with the deposition of sediment, it got extracted out, it got separated. Okay, see along the sides of the meander it comes closer and closer, then by the deposition of sediment and another river or a small part of river is being formed. It is what we call as Oxbow Lake. You see the diagram very clearly how Oxbow Lake is being formed. Okay, yes, that is the phenomenon which takes place, right? Yes, that is the phenomenon dear, which takes place in the river, right, to form the Oxbow Lake. I think there won't be any problem. If you still have some problem, you consult me by writing in the comment box here. Okay, shall we move? Now, the breaking of river into number of streams is called distributaries. You just remember, if the question will be asked what is distributary, this is another work of a river. Okay, when a river, suppose if this is a river, okay, when it's get divided into number of channels, finger like projection. So if this is the river, several channels it forms, or the river gets separated into many different parts or different rivers, different channels. That is called distributaries. See, this is the main river, and when it gets divided into several channels, into different channels, okay, these all are distributaries. So the breaking of river into number of streams, right? There is one river and it get breaking down, or it got broken down into number of streams. That is what we call as distributaries. Okay, clear? The breaking of river into number of streams is called distributaries, right? Yes, you have to know, you have to remember, you have to be clarified with the work of river. These are different works of a river, dear. Right? So, we have learnt in this section what is meander, what is waterfall. First we have learnt about waterfall, then we have learnt what is meander, then we have learnt about the oxbow lake, right? And then we have learnt about distributaries, right? These are the works of a river. Okay, in our next class we are going to learn what are different works of a wave. Wave, you know, yes, the up and the ripples which are being formed in the water, right? So in our next class we are going to read, we are going to learn the work of a wave, sea wave, or you can say water wave. Okay, so for the time being, you note down your homework. What is oxbow lake and define seismograph and volcano. Okay, time is being left out, so you note down the homeworks. What is oxbow lake, and you have to define seismograph as well as volcano also, dear. Okay, so these are the homeworks for right now. In our next class we are going to read about the working of sea waves, right? So it's bye from my side right now. You note down your homeworks, you do it very carefully, right?